Hey guys, long time no video. Um, what have I been up to? Okay, well, since the last video, I went to GABF. Flying wasn't that bad. Takeoff, leaving, and landing coming back was the roughest part, I guess. Um, GABF was awesome. Got to try all kinds of awesome beers that I haven't had before. I had a tendency to lean towards sours. I have been drinking a lot of sour beers lately, and a buddy of mine in the club is a big sour beer guy, and he's gotten me kind of into brewing, or at least attempting to brew some sour beers. On tap right now, in fact, is Berliner Weiss that I brewed a while back, and a 100% Citra, 100% Brett Trois Pale Ale. It's about 4%, 5%, between 4 and 5% Pale Ale. Tasting really good. It's actually carved up, or trying to carve up now, so it'll be ready soon. The Berliner's okay. I'm not a big fan of it. I use the Berliner blend from White Labs, and I don't think I care for it too much as far as the strain. So, but what have I been up to today? Today I am brewing my first lambic. The idea for those who don't know what a lambic is, it's a beer that takes several years. A straight lambic takes several years to really mature into a drinkable, good beer, but it has a ton of different bugs and yeast and bacteria and everything else, and Brett all in it. I'm using I'm making 10-gallon batch, and I'm splitting it between two 5-gallon carboys, and the idea being that I'm going to do 5 gallons with the Rosalaire strain, and then the other 5 gallons will get the Belgian Lambic blend from Y Yeast. Both of those are Y Yeast blends. So, sorry, I'm looking. There's a bunch of little, what look like yellow jackets, but I don't think they're yellow jackets flying around. They aggravate the hell out of me when I'm brewing now. So they're all over the place out here. So, that being said, anything else that I'm doing? In fact, I'll give you a shot of the brew day so far. What you got here is a whole lot of wort, like 14 gallons or so. Not roaring boil, but a good rolling one, with about 8 ounces of aged whole leaf hops. These are like 4-year-old hops in there. So we got that going. Let's sit back down, because that takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe more, to boil when I get it down to the volume I want. What else have I got going? Our competition was 2 weeks ago, and it went off without a hitch. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. Chad Jacobson from Crooked Stave in Denver came out and gave the presentation speech, whatever, and it was awesome. I'm gonna try to get that posted here as well. A guy in the club videotaped it, and so I should be able to get it and upload it here as well. It's a really, really good talk about Brett and funk and just how to deal with a lot of different things. How not to be scared of this stuff on the homebrew level. It was very eye-opening. To be quite honest, it was a really, really good talk. Competition-wise, we had 358 entries, a lot of entries. Got them knocked out really without any problems. Good time judging. Everybody had a good time. Club crawl night was awesome. Everybody brought a bunch of really, really good beer, and everybody enjoyed themselves. So that's the most important thing. What is going on with me, guys? I would love to tell you I'm going to make a bunch of videos, but I just get so consumed with what I'm doing that I don't even think to make a video half the time, and I should, because there are guys that probably have a lot more going on than me that make videos much more consistently. I would love to make them more often. I'm gonna try to do some homebrew videos, some homebrew Wednesday videos, hopefully, but I'm not gonna promise anything because I'm horrible at that, promising and then letting people down. So, big news in my life, and I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably didn't know at the time of the last video, but we got the news fairly recently that my wife is pregnant with our second child. She, at this point, is about, what is she? 16 weeks almost, right at 16 weeks, give or take. And we're really excited. It was an accident, definitely not planned, but we weren't not trying either, though. So, but we're really excited. Don't know what it is yet. Don't know what it's going to be. I'm hoping that it's. I don't really. We have a boy, and I'd like to have a little girl. But I'm not going to get emotionally attached either way. Whether it's emotionally invested into one or the other. I'm happy as long as it's a healthy baby. And if it's a boy, awesome. If it's a girl, great too. So I'm really happy about that. Brewing news. I'm brewing a lot. I brewed last weekend, and I did 10 gallons, and I did a pale ale basically to put some stuff in the fridge. Half of it with Cal Ale, WLP 001, and then the other one with WLP 670, the American Farmhouse Ale. So a saison yeast with a little bit of Brett in it in a pale ale. So I'm excited about that. I will probably be doing a lot more sour stuff. Because as much as I enjoy regular beers, the sours are nice because I can brew them and forget about them. And as you can tell, I'm growing my facial hair out for Movember. I'm not a mustache guy, so I decided to go full on beard. I need to actually trim up the neck a little bit, but just to get it looking a little better. But man, I got ADD. I'm just all over the place with this stuff. What else? So I should be brewing a lot more sour stuff, and the idea being that I think I'm going to brew 10-gallon batches from now on, and half of it will be a normal standard ale probably, and then the other one will have some kind of an experiment to it, whether it be putting Brett in it or souring it or whatever. The idea is going to be that I'm going to brew this kind of stuff a little more often, because you can age it, and I don't have to be as on top of it as you do with an IPA or pale ale or whatever. Kegging it and stuff is not as important. It's about aging it and letting it sit and do its thing. With this lambic, they tend to blend these and turn them into gooses or fruit lambics. I'm going to play with it a little bit and see. The idea is that I think around Thanksgiving every year, maybe the weekend before like this, I will brew another lambic every year and just keep this going, so that I've got years and years and years and years worth of lambics that I could play with and blend with, using different strains and different recipes. This recipe is pretty simple. It's 65% Pilsner malt, 32% wheat malt, torrefied wheat, because I didn't want to use raw wheat. The process is difficult enough as it is. I'll probably do a cereal mash or something like that next time, but this time I wanted to make it pretty straightforward and just do single infusion. So I use torrefied wheat, and the other 3% is a little Munich malt. The reason behind that being, I'm not going to get a lot of melanoidin formation from. Normally lambics are boiled for like 3, 4, 5 hours. To create a lot of caramelization and these melanoidins and things. I'm not going to get that because I'm boiling for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So I added about a pound and a quarter of Munich malt. I had it, on hand, and a buddy of mine who's a really, really, really good sour brewer mentioned that you could do that and it would kind of, hopefully, the idea is that you'd get some of that melanoid and character from that. He had even mentioned maybe even putting in some melanoid and malt. I don't have that, so we just use some Munich. What else is going on? Beers in general. I am building a cellar of beers. Not an actual cellar, but I've been a part of a lot of group buys where we're buying a bunch of stuff from the West Coast and different breweries that I can't get around here normally. But I've got a ton of Russian River stuff now. I've got like 2 bottles of Supplication, Damnation, Temptation, 1 bottle of Salvation, 2 bottles of Redemption. I bought a bunch of Odell stuff and brought it back with me. I basically brought 2 suitcases full of beer back from GABF, and then shipped 2 boxes back as well of Bombers. But I got 2 bottles of Deconstruction, 2 bottles of the Woodcut No. 6. This is all from Odell. And then I bought 2 bottles of the Medlar, which is an Ode Brewing from them, like a sour brown. Haven't tried it yet. I had it at GABF, but not out of the bottle. What else do I have? I bought Drefontaine Creek. I've got 2 bottles of Pliny, which I'm going to open here in just a minute. I had 1 bottle already, but I bought 2 more when the next thing come up. And I got a bottle of Blind Pig. I bought 2, and I've already drank 1. Rivertown Lambic. I'm going to drink one of those tonight. Probably when this brew day's over with, that'll be what I drink. And I don't know, guys. It's just, I'll have to show you my collection one time. But I may even try to post, I don't know, I may see if I can post a pic inside of this, but I'm not planning on editing this because I'm doing it from my phone. But if I do edit this at all, I will try to put a picture of kind of a couple of different hauls here. I may just link you to like my club site or something, or my Facebook page where I've got all that stuff posted. That's what I'll do. I'll put a link below. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to the brew day. There's some football on, but the Titans aren't playing today, so I'm not as interested in football as much right now. But I'm going to try to make more videos. I'm not going to promise anything, but I really, really want to make more videos because I want to get comments and stuff on who's brewing sour beers. What do you guys do? What's your favorite blend? I am planning on, with all the sour beers that I do have, I am planning on building kind of a bug farm kind of a thing where, basically I create a starter that just sits there and constantly has bugs or dregs from bottles added to it, and it just builds its own kind of culture, and let that be kind of my house culture. As I get a sour beer that I like, or that I like the sourness to it, or the bugs that are in it, I'll probably pitch the dregs in there and just let them go and build, and then pitch it into a beer at some point. Maybe a lambic or whatever. Anyway, guys, I want a couple of shout outs. I shout out to Jake CPU Nut. I love your videos, and I'm so glad you keep making them. They're always informational and they're always fun. It's good to keep up with the guys that are somewhat close to here, which is nice. Main Brew Guy, I know I haven't seen you on here in a while. You've been fairly busy out of town and whatnot, so I look forward to that. Look forward to you making more videos. Hockey Player, I love your videos. The Homebrew Wednesday videos you make are awesome, and I always I may skip a bunch of people's videos and watch pieces of them, but I ended up watching all of yours all the time. Pretty much every one from start to finish I end up watching. So keep them coming. I wish I could come to the podcasts on the weekends or Friday or Saturday nights. I don't have time usually during that time period to do it. Craig Tube, love your Homebrew Wednesday videos as well. Hokey Homebrew, you're brewing or you're building an electric brewery, and I do know a guy here in our club that did the exact same thing, and he built it like spec for spec, just like the electricbrewery.com's thing. He's kind of an electrical and a computer guy, so I think he was good with that stuff anyway, and he Thought somebody was pulling it. And he built it, Steph, for, exactly like the website. And I've brewed on it. It's awesome. We got like 92% efficiency on his that Herm system. It was ridiculous. It's too bad that he brews like all English beers for the most part. He's a big real ale guy, and he brews almost exclusively like English beers. So, whatever, you can't blame a guy for what he likes, I guess. What I will do is I'll turn here. I'll show you what I got going. The beers that I got going at the moment. Right now, the carboys are a little bit in the way, and other stuff's just up on top here. But this is my fermentation chamber that I'm going to show you. And what I'm going to do, let's see if I can lift this thing up. I probably can't. What you have here is, let's see, this here, that one is the 670 farmhouse. It was bubbling a little bit, and there it goes. It's slowed down significantly. I've raised the temp up in here to like 73 ambient, which I think has these at like 72 or 73. But this one was finished in like 4 or 5 days. This is the Cal Ale. Let's see if you guys can see that. I'll try to, maybe backwards or whatever, but I call it Splitsville APA. 001 in this one, 670 in this one, and this one was the 001 was done in about like 4 days, 5 days tops. So I cranked up. I took the probe off of the actual carboy here. I took this probe off and have it just kind of sitting out in the open, and raise the ambient temp in here up to 73, so that it would drive up the temperatures in general and create, let it finish out. I wanted to do the kind of a diacetyl rest with it. And with the Saison yeast, it is, in this one, it isn't critical to keep it at like low temperatures. It likes it fairly warm. So I'm going to take a gravity reading of this one today. This one's done. It's at 1011 the other day, and will probably be done totally in a couple of days. I'll probably keg it in a couple of days and then put it on tap. This one we'll see. I'm going to see what we do with this one, but I may pitch some dregs into it too or whatever. Just depends on where it's at. But it's got some. This one has a Saison yeast and like a Brett yeast with it. So anyway, guys, that is where I'm at. That is what I'm doing. This turned into a really long video and will take forever to upload. It is Sunday, and I probably won't get this to upload until Monday. For whatever reason, when I upload from my house, it takes forever. I get to work, and it works fine. So, anyway, shout out to anybody that I missed. I watch a lot of people's videos, so a lot of brewing videos and stuff. So, that's it. I don't know how to end this. Cheers. Peace.